Hi nerds, I am back with the demo speed paint thing for my new Mijello Mission Gold watercolor set. I got it for my birthday and I did an unboxing which should already be up on the channel. This was my first play around with them and they're amazing. I apologize, this first clip is a little bit warm because it's under my yellow lighting in my office while it's dark outside because I couldn't wait to try them until daylight. And yeah, I needed to try them and play with them. So it's a little bit of a different color tone, but also these dry completely differently from the color that they go on. It's beautiful. Like, they're beautiful. I have zero complaints about them. Specifically, like, color tone wise, I have no complaints. They're amazing. Every single color in the palette is fantastic. God, they're such a joy to work with, honestly. As far as like the palette itself is concerned, I got a set of 36 colors and it's so much to play with, and they mix so nicely that instead of like muddying everything, I'm finding myself having to like pick 2 or 3 colors on a piece because there's so many options and they make so many of their own pretty colors. Like, I might as well have 100 colors because they're just, oh goodness, they're like butter. They're like watercolor butter. They're amazing. I actually, okay, so with other watercolors, my primary complaint is usually that I can't get a rich enough color or I can't get a deep enough color. Like, you really have to scrub at the like watercolor pan in order to get a deep color. And I actually, oh man, the pigment on these paints is insane because I have the exact opposite problem. I find that most of the time it is getting better the more that I paint these, but this first piece was really like difficult to me. I get too much color on the brush because you just tap it and it leaches all of this amazing color onto your brush, which is not a bad thing by any means, but it's like a thing that has never been a problem before that I didn't know I could possibly be a problem. It just means that I'm adjusting, going from like my brush directly to the palette, like from the palette to the paper, because I'm used to being able to just like, this is the darkest that this color will get. Oh well, we'll just keep doing it on in layers. And that is a technique that can be used, but it's not necessary with these paints, depending on what you want to use them for. They're just so vibrant all the time. I will say that I learned on this piece, having had one beside my desk for well over a year, that using a mini hairdryer to dry in between the layers made this much faster to paint, but also let me see like the cool transitions of what was going on between the color being wet and being dry very efficiently. I did leave in some of my like hair drying, like specifically here, but also in a couple of other places, just to see exactly how it shades down, because it looks so much darker when you do it. It's so amazing. Oh my goodness. I have so much to learn is what I'm learning from this piece. And these paints, like, God, I can't even say how good they are. There aren't words. Like, I can just like word vomit all day and tell you how amazing they are, but you just won't know until you get them. So you need to try them. I'm definitely an advocate of, you can make art with anything. However, there are times when supplies make that very easy, and there are times when you have to really try to get what you want out of a supply. Like, if you know what you're trying to do, there's something different between experimenting and having like a clear idea in your mind of what you want something to be. And I am trying to be better about my expectations versus reality, because some of that is skill and some of that is material. But these materials are so much better than my skill level. Guys, I need to level up so bad. Yeah, no, these paints, they layer well, everything looks pretty. I feel like these paints made me look like I knew what I was doing more than I do. If that makes any sense. I don't know, it made me feel like a better artist than I actually am. So I'll take that. I'll take that little bit of pride. I have done a couple of more pieces with them since this first illustration, and every time that I play with them, it's a little bit easier and a little bit, I get like more out of them. And I just am so pleased with this set. The paper that I'm using, I believe, is Strathmore, like the 300 level stuff. I'm not really entirely sure why I didn't tape down all 4, like, edges. Like, I know that it was because I didn't tape it down before I sketched it, but I don't know why I didn't think of that. That was just poor planning on my part, because I was so excited to start. And you can kind of see how it's sort of rippled and wobbly on the side coming to the camera. But the hairdryer thing really helped to make everything flat and smooth, and made the buckling so much less so. And I've used that on every piece I've done since, has been with this paint and the hairdryer, and it's like magic. So this lining that I'm doing right now is not with the Mission Gold watercolors. It is with Ecoline liquid watercolor, and I didn't really choose great colors for what I was doing. I haven't really done that before. I don't normally use like a dip pen and watercolor to line stuff. It was like an experimenting day. It was like, we're trying new colors, we're going to try a new technique, we're going to try all kinds of things that we don't normally do. And it was good. I liked it. I'm trying to look at art and like illustrations in general right now as being more experimental, rather than like, I have this exact idea in my brain and this is what it's going to look like, because that is invariably disappointing, because I just don't have a consistency with my like art flow practice. I'm just not confident or there, I think, with what I'm doing yet. It gets better with every piece. I think that's the practice makes better, not perfect sort of mentality. But I'm just trying to play with these, and I feel bad because they're so expensive to be playing with, but they're so lovely. Oh my goodness. The vibrancy in these colors is insane. I didn't think to show like my swatch chart or anything beforehand, because I was just like, oh, painting demo. But I do again have another video on my channel of unboxing it and setting it up, and my thoughts about that part of this new medium in my life. I do have lots of other watercolors. I feel like that is my preferred happy place. And these are just nothing like anything else that I have. For reference, I usually use Winsor & Newton, the like Coatman set of 30 some odd colors. That's usually my go-to palette. I've also got some of the St. Petersburg White Nights, which I don't really love, but it's a color issue. It's that I don't really find them nice to blend, and I don't, I'm happy to have more colors. The blending on these is insane. These blend better than any other watercolor that I have ever seen. I also have Sakura Koi watercolors. I think that's what they're called. And I've got some Starry Night, Ganzai, whatever. Got some a whole bunch of stuff, guys, but nothing is like these. There's nothing like this. These watercolors are amazing. They're so good. They're so wonderful. Go buy some. Go make something. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. You're awesome.